TV13 presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Memorial Stadium in Kannapolis, it's the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis hosting the Vikings from Central Cabarrus. Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Whitley along with Larry Mason, and it's a big game. I should say. A lot of folks said at the beginning of the season, Central and Kannapolis matchup could decide the SBC #1 spot.
Well, it may. I don't know. It's awfully early. Central hadn't played a conference game, so it's early to be talking about deciding it. But Randy, there's not many games.
That's right. Only you got to win. Where you win 3, you may be in the playoffs this year.
Well, 3 will put you there if they're the right games, and that's what these guys are looking for tonight.
Both teams coming into tonight's game maybe as healthy as they've been in quite some time. Central with an open day. Kannapolis, they've got Johnson back in the backfield and a few other guys. Kip Marlowe back. We hear talk about line play, but then again, the special teams may have a big part.
Well, it may. It always seems to when you get Central and Kannapolis involved in a football game, anytime you're involved with Kannapolis. And I think you have to come in and beat Kannapolis. You can't come in and think they're going to beat themselves. You have to come in and play the best game that you can play and beat them. And that's what Central's going to have to do tonight.
On any given year, it's a tough place to come in and win here at Memorial Stadium. Back with more pregame as A.L. Brown takes on Central on TV13 Game of the Week. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, just a few moments away from the coin toss and the opening of tonight's ball game. And a few moments ago, we had a chance to talk with head coach Jim Brown about his comments and how things were going to happen tonight.
Thanks, Randy. We're talking to Jim Brown, coach of Central Cabarrus Vikings. Brand new season for you, Jim. It's it's all the rest of the games are history. They count for nothing. Tonight's a brand new season.
That's right. This is a four-week season right now. First 6, I guess, kind of like preseason almost, because that doesn't determine what happens at the end of the year. These next 4 are the ones that really do.
You know, a lot of people predict Central to be the class of the conference. Kannapolis always a winning tradition. Always tough to come to Kannapolis and beat these guys here at Kannapolis. How do you feel about tonight's game?
Sure is. It's tough to beat them anywhere. They're well coached and always do what they're supposed to do. They usually don't hurt themselves, so you got to hope you can play the same way and not make mistakes and play for some field position from time to time and try to make good things go your way.
Kannapolis already got 1 win in the conference. You're coming into the conference so far with hadn't played a game. Tonight's a critical game. If you get beat, you're 0-1. If they win, they're 2-0, pretty much in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that's true. Even though 1 loss doesn't necessarily put you completely out of the thing, it's hard for the one to be the first one, because then you got to go 3-0 basically to have a shot at anything at the end of the year. So yeah, this is a crucial ball game for both teams.
What can we look for tonight? A lot of offense, strong defense. What are you thinking?
Well, I hope there's not a lot of offense on their part. We hope our defense can play real well and control what they're going to try to attack us with, and we just hope we can play consistently offensively and move football.
Well, Jim, we want to wish you well, and thanks for talking to us.
All right, thank you.
Gorgeous night for football here at Memorial Stadium. Field in excellent condition. The athletes are in excellent condition. We're looking for a great ball game. Bruce Harden, we didn't get a chance to talk to him on headliners, but Steve Gant caught up with him just a few moments ago.
Okay, thanks again, Randy. We're here with Bruce Harden. Bruce, it's a big night here in the Kannapolis Stadium. I know you got your hands full.
I think so. This is kind of a team that's been a favorite for the conference all year long, but our guys have worked hard. They know what it's at stake, and they'll give it a good effort, so it should be an exciting ball game.
You know, people say time and time again the Kannapolis team gets better as the weeks go by. You know, here we are in the 5th, 6th week, and your team has improved quite a bit. What can we look for tonight?
Well, that's just a compliment to our players, their efforts, and the coaches that work them hard. And, you know, what we try to do is build each week and try to calculate on the mistakes that we've made and try not to make those and not put any pressure on ourselves. Just lay our ears back and have fun, play football. That's what it's all about.
It's going to be a physical game. Central Cabarrus is no pushover. It's going to be a good ball game. And what advantage is the home field advantage tonight?
Oh, I think you can get the fans into the crowd, the ball game real early. You know, if you make a big play, and it's just the comforts that you have of being here and the normal surroundings. So we're always happy to play at home.
You mentioned big play. Do you think it'll be an offensive or a defensive game, and perhaps a big play will be a deciding factor?
That's hard to tell. I think the tempo, field position determine that. And, you know, you've got a game plan, you've got an alternate plan. So I think as the game goes along, the adjustments you make and whatever mistakes you can capitalize on make a big difference.
Exactly. Well, thank you for talking to us. I know you're busy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do except tee it up and play it out here on the field, and that's why we are here. We'll meet those starting lineups and have the coin toss in just a moment. Back at Memorial Stadium, the teams are on the field. The co-captains are meeting at the center of the field, and we'll go there right now.
Gentlemen, introduce yourselves if you would. Well, the clock on the field will be official. You notice you also have a 25-second clock that's visible. If we have a penalty tonight, I'll ask for a green captain or a white captain. I'll talk to any of you that are on the field. I'll give you an option. If you do not understand it, ask me. I'll give it to you again. Look to the sidelines if you need to get help from your coaches. But once you give me a decision, that's what we go with. Also remind you, no taunting, no baiting. Talk to your players. Don't talk to the opposite team, okay? Saves penalties. You call it a coin toss, that's a tail, that's a head. Call it while it's in the air. If I drop it, we'll throw it again. Okay? Call it loud so they can hear it. Head. Call heads. It is head. Head. You want the football. They want the football. You're going to kick the football. You'll defend the clock, right? Push your back to the clock. You face the clock. Bring him this way, fellas. Have a good game. Good luck to you.
Well, we're about ready to tee it up. Let's meet those starting offensive and defensive lineups. First for A.L. Brown, Larry. You've got Johnson and Washington starting in the backfield. That's good to have both those guys back.
Well, and when you get them both back, just put them in the same backfield.
And they've got Tim Barlow starting at center, something we didn't see a couple of weeks ago. They moved Jenkins over to the guard, and Ian Johnson, Shipshank, T.R. Butler, Lamont Sturgis, Vernon Thompson will start at split end. Berriman, of course, will be the tight end. Let's take a look at defense for A.L. Brown. Pretty much the same alignment. Johnson back at the backer position. Lawson, Thompson, Sturgis, and Jermaine Walker in that secondary.
I think that defense accounted for about 21 points last week against East Rowan, so they're playing extremely well.
For Central Cabarrus, Tim Gore will start at quarterback tonight. You've got Hornick, the fullback, and Brian Coughlin as the tailback. It won't stay that way long. And then a huge offensive line. Clay Bradford, he'll start on the offensive line instead of at fullback. On defense, you see them, they're good ones. Bradford will be at the defensive end. So a lot of kids going both ways for Jim Brown's Vikings tonight.
They are a good lineup right there on both sides of the football for Central. One thing that everybody seems to be talking quite a bit about is that Central size and how it'll match up against Kannapolis. Coach Brown seems to speak about that Kannapolis speed. You've got to stop it.
And we are ready to get it underway here at Memorial Stadium. It'll be taken at about the 10 or 15-yard line, and then a mess if you've had any leaks at about the 28-yard line. That's where the Vikings will operate first down and 10.
Randy, a little storyline in the game. We didn't talk about it Wednesday night, but Central lost its starting quarterback through unforeseen circumstances, and that would be Graylin Lynch, and he won't be in the game tonight. And I think it's going to fall on. We're going to see how this pressure falling on Tim Gore's shoulders tonight. He is the starting quarterback. He's the only tested quarterback that the Vikings have sitting there on the varsity bench.
He's 6'2", 190-pounder, a good-looking prospect out there at that position, but a lot of pressure on him, and he'll run it. Well, he's going to throw it. Not a bad play fake. As a matter of fact, it was an excellent play fake. It faked everybody out, and luckily for the Wonders, the pass was over.
Well, it really was, as he ran a little bootleg action in there and pulled up behind his tackle to throw that ball. One thing Tim can do is throw the ball. We know that. He throws the ball really well. He's a big youngster, a good athlete. the thing we're going to see is he'll develop a little touch as the night goes on. A lot of adrenaline right now. Tim could probably throw it through the scoreboard right now if you wanted him to.
Yeah, about 75 yards, wouldn't it? 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line. They line it out of the I formation. One receiver's to the right of your screen. It'll be Coffin getting the call, bounces off his own man, and then the Wonder pursuit catches up inside. It was Taurus Johnson, the linebacker, 25, who got there initially.
And Kannapolis in that patented 50 defense that Mike Lambert had, for years and years and years. Putting in here, they do make some adjustments, and they do show you some different looks. But basically, you're going to see that 50 front as they did a good job right there.
Pretty much the same book he's had for years. It's just they put new pages.
I was going to say, he keeps the book and changes the pages.
It's 3rd and 10 now. You would think a passing situation here for Central Cabarrus. Gore, plenty of time this time. Over the middle, he's got a receiver. It's complete, first down up near midfield. And how did he hang on to the ball? It was number 12 for the Vikings. Followed it in amidst heavy pressure, and my apologies, I don't have that number on that young man.
We'll see if we can pick that up. Let me see if I can pick that up in the program right here. He made a super catch right here as we see that. And that's just such a confidence builder for Gore right there that he comes in and completes that pass.
Try to pick up that for you. We'll ask around here. Nobody in the immediate media area has that number.
Well, nobody seems to have it, and we will pick that up and find out.
Coughlin bounces off of one man, and Johnson gets him from behind. It was Douglas who came up and put the first pop on him.
Coughlin looked like he was going to break outside. The one thing with Kannapolis is they are extremely quick, and you have to be able to really... I think the only time we've seen Kannapolis out quick, it seemed...
I'm sorry, Larry, what did you say?
Well, I was talking, I thought we were going to find out who number 12 was. Somebody was coming through finding, giving that information out.
They bring up 2nd down and 10 now out of the eye of a spot on the right side at midfield, just over the 50. And they go up the middle for about 2. Coughlin, the ball carrier. Center of the defensive line over there.
That was Brian Kirk back there that made that catch, Randy.
Okay,
number 12.
We'll make that change. We had him with 85, so Brian Kirk.
Hey guys, now if you're going to change jersey numbers on us, you got to tell the TV folks. How are we going to keep up with them?
And the radio people as well.
Brian's mom will be glad we got that one corrected.
It's another big 3rd down play here coming up for the Vikings. 3rd and 7 at the 47. Gore play fakes, looks to the outside. He's got a receiver. It is complete, and it will be close. I think he did get past the line of scrimmage or the yardage necessary for the first down. And that was number 80, and we know that young man's name. That's Greg Cole.
Greg made a big catch there. Week in and week out, I hear the Central coaches say this, that Gore can really throw the football. And right now, he's got a lot of pressure on him. He's throwing the football extremely well in there as he steps in there and throws the little stop pattern there.
2 passes and netted them first downs on 3rd, and they needed it. And now it's at the 37-yard line at Kannapolis. So impressive opening drive, and here's Coughlin just driving folks into the ground, literally for a 5-yard gain that time. And that's he didn't give him a chance to react.
Right.
Larry Coleman, the nose guard, number 60, got him and held on.
And that's just their isolation off the right-hand side. Listen, Central's lining up a big line across here. If those youngsters can get off the football, Kannapolis is going to have to stand in tough to play them. Of course, they rely a lot on their quickness. We may see them making some stunts and things. A lot of times, Kannapolis and Central don't do fancy things. They just line up against you and they say, we're going to bring it to you.
Officials have called a timeout here. 8 minutes, 13 seconds to go opening period. Speaking of big, 6'2", 250-pound senior Chris Klutz. He's a offensive guard. He's a 3-year starter out there. That's a good anchor to have on that side of the line.
Chris has anchored that line now for a couple of years and has just really played well for Central and has beefed up and gotten stronger in the weight room. He's got some good youngsters across there.
2nd down and 5. They'll send one man in motion. And toss it this time. Coughlin leaps over tacklers and goes to the Wonder 25. There'll be another first down for Central.
And I think we saw a little sign up there. Kannapolis seemed to be shooting the gaps right there, Randy, and trying to get in and create some havoc in the backfield. And their defense is certainly well tested, and a proud tradition here at Kannapolis.
See that big on that side of the line. Louis Black, 78, offensive guard, 6'1", 255-pound sophomore. Now that's pretty good. Bulldozer run behind. They went behind him.
He certainly. I'd hate to have to feed that offensive line. I'd go broke. I'll tell you that. They'd have to get a job.
First down and 10. Coffin has been the mainstay in that backfield. He's stood there scored for about 3 tough yards off the left side as we tick down here. 7 minutes to go. Opening period, opening drive in the game. This could be one of these ball control games.
You know, it may be, and I think we'll see a few more passes tonight from both teams. One common thing that both teams have tonight is they both got beat by Forest Hills. And they both have problems stopping that quick pitch outside. I would assume that is a credit to Forest Hills' quickness.
I tell you, it's nothing to be ashamed of to be defeated by Forest Hills this year. They are for real. Man in motion to the right this time. As Gore tucks it into the stomach of Coffin, he's hit and stopped. Jermaine Walker came back, but I think altered his progress somewhat. But it's a 2-yard gain. And it'll bring up another key 3rd down.
And that was their outside isolation. We'll see Central run a lot of outside isolation, inside isolation. When you're in the eye, you have to be able to run that play. We'll see Kannapolis do the same thing. We see Kannapolis use a bit more offset back formation.
Got to have those big pulses up front because that tailback's about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage start.
Right. Get a little running start there and come on into where the hole's supposed to be.
Third down conversion attempt. They converted 2 already. And here's Gore. He will be stopped. It's Taurus Johnson who's decided who had the football and then made the appropriate decision to sack him.
Well, Taurus has been there before. He's been in the wars before. He knows what it takes. Not only did he sack him, the thing that he also did was he took him out of any reasonable field goal range right there, which they may have been in.
Well, you gave up a little bit, but they got inside that red zone. You were talking about that Wonder defense, and Central may come away with nothing after this.
Like you say, Kannapolis knows how to hunker down and bow the back, and they can bend a little bit. They just don't want to break.
Kannapolis doesn't have anybody back. Central shows punt this time at the 34-yard line, and whistles blow before the play is underway.
I think they'll take the delay of game. 5 yards here will help them more than it'll hurt them right here. It'll give them a little better range to kick the football as they try to stop it close.
Tommy Hornet is the punter for the Vikings. He wears number 35, and now the Wonders send one guy back inside the 10-yard line. Let it go, right?
Right. Well, I've always said, Randy, you don't want to kick your best punt when you're on about the 40-yard line. You know, get one that's not quite as good and let it land on about the 10 down here.
Wonders showing 7 on the line of school. We got motion or something as Hornet gets a good kick right at the goal line. He kicked the 45-yard.
He really did. If they'll move him back 5 yards on this one and he'll kick it again, that'll be the punt that he wants.
Maybe this is by design.
Maybe.
There's no method to madness sometimes. We've got 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go, opening period.
You know, they control the football for a good bit right there. I think the thing that Central's going to have to do that it scares me if I would have to line up and play against Kannapolis is the quick score. They're really capable of breaking the big play on you.
Well, that is Bobby Lawson. He's back in punt receiving formation. Now he's standing at about the Wonder 10. So Hornick will get it away at about his own 45, angles it far sidelines. It hits at the 5, and the reverse English on it, about another foot. And it would have been dead right there.
The ball standing on the goal line, and if it would have spun back, just like you said, about a foot, it would have been the kick they wanted for sure.
So a break for the Wonders, as you don't want your offense taking over at the 1 foot line.
Well, Central used about half of the first quarter. If Kannapolis uses the next half of it, each person will touch the ball twice, and we'll be through the first quarter.
We may be home by 9 o'clock.
We may be.
Ken Orbison, back after that mild concussion in last week's game, will send Behrman in motion. And they run it out of the eye. And that is number 25, Taurus Johnson, bouncing off some folks in the white jerseys with penetration. And no gain on the play for Taurus.
And Taurus looked like on the defensive play that he certainly was healed from what has been ailing him and is moving fairly well. And Washington has just been having some major big games for him, so he's a game breaker.
Washington with nearly 600 yards and 10 touchdowns on the season.
You could take Kannapolis defense, flip it over, and you've got Central's defense to a large degree.
Washington will be hit and stuck for a loss. He didn't make the final tackle, but Clay Bradford got in and bumped him, and then the pursuit caught up with him for a loss back at the 17-yard line, Larry.
Clay playing a little different look tonight, playing there on the defensive line and playing in the offensive line, and they took him out of that fullback position and said, listen, youngin, you're too big to be a fullback. You're a tackle today.
I was saying, can he play defensive end? Yes, he can. Third down. They need 13. They need their own 30.
Let's see if they'll throw the football right here.
Single setback or the sit play fakes. Looks sidelines going upfield. He's got Johnson at the 25, and he's going to be stopped short at about the 28-yard line. On the tackle by time was Pornick. They bent but did not break.
Orbison really threw the ball in there well, and Torres made a good cut. Made about a 10-yard, just a little 10-yard stop and turn and catch the football. It doesn't have to be real fancy. You know, when you played out in the backyard and you said, hey, you run down to the mailbox, turn around, and I'm going to throw it. Well, that's about a 10-yard stop.
Okay. Orbison will stay in the punt, standing at his own 15-yard line. So 3 plays and out for the Wonder offense. Orbison with a beautiful punt. Fielded at the 40. And that's where it will stay. Washington on the tackle for the Wonders of Matt Klontz. Central will get good field position though for their second series here. 3:08 to go, opening period. While we have a minute, we want to congratulate Kenya Bridges. She was crowned Miss A.L. Brown tonight. She'll be representing A.L. Brown in the carousel pageant.
Congratulations. You'll be out there to see her, won't you? I'll come to the parade with you.
You'll keep an eye on me, right?
I will.
Well, they've got Means in there at tailback, and Jimmy is showing them some moves and a half inside Wonder territory to the 48-yard line.
I don't know. Jimmy might have used his whole can of moves right there. We'll see if we can see that one again. He put the shake and bake. Like a can of worms going down through there that time, Randy.
You think he brought an extra can?
I don't know. He didn't save any, is he? He breaks through on the isolation, then he cuts right, spins off, cuts back.
And it was Thompson finally making the
right
tackle.
there. And this is one of those deals where you and I talked about. They have the larger back in there coughing, and then they come in with the scat back and Means.
It'll be Means this time. Oh, he slipped as he made his cut. Ben Teal, the linebacker, made sure he didn't go anywhere.
Well, Ben's been, not to use a pun, but Ben's been around. He knows what to do also. He knows how to play the game.
And he's only a junior.
And maybe we should mention also how well the field looks. And you're talking about bringing your 9-irons out here. I don't know if Coach Hardin will want you out here with those.
I'll tell you what, Coach, I'll just bring a pitching wedge.
I think that'll be fine. I think that he's certainly got it in good shape here.
It is. A lot different than the last time we were here, wasn't it?
Quite a bit.
A little bit warmer, too. We're under pressure. We'll have to run out of it and make something positive happen in the way of a Viking first down at the 38.
Right there, you see the kind of athlete that Gore is. Pulled the ball down and made a play out of no play and came close to getting the first down. We're going to get a measurement here.
Depending on the spot, he was right after it.
We watch it again right here. This is not a quarterback draw. This is everybody covered. Tuck that ball in. He was carrying the ball a little bit loose, but get that thing tucked in.
Well, those running backs stood in the backfield and really protected the quarterback that time because it's going to be that just a tad shot.
If it wasn't a quarterback draw, it may be a good one to put in. They may be, Coach Purdy's may be over there saying, hey, let's put this one in.
You asked him next week if he called that. He said, sure I did.
Heck, all coaches are that way. Take credit for the good things.
That's right. You get accused of so many other things that you don't have a problem.
I'll tell you what, they wrote a book on those. So far, has this game been what you thought that it might be?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. How about you?
So far, it really has been a well-played football game.
Annapolis, well, they've only had the ball 3 plays here in the first quarter, and if you're Central Cabarrus, you've got to be feeling good, keep it out of the hands of those explosive running backs. And now Central's play that time did not materialize much, if any.
I don't know if he quite got there. If you're Central Cabarrus also, Randy, I think the other thing is if you do have this ball and you are driving and you're getting these positive things, you've got to come away with some points, and you can't get down here too many times and come away empty-handed.
Well, the Forest Hills game, we understand, they really controlled that game, except they made a few mistakes and killed them.
Well, Coach Jim Brown talked about how well they played in the first half, and then came back in the second half and let down. And I think that's where here they need to take advantage of what good field position they have.
Well, they've got good field position for sure. It is first down at the 37-yard line. And Coleman, who's checked back in, follows his blocking around the right side inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Canapolis had 8 folks on the line of scrimmage right then. I don't know if you looked down and caught that play. They had 3 deep in their zone playing a little bit of pass coverage, but they had 8 folks standing on the line of scrimmage saying, we're going to come here and try to stop or to stop the run.
You know, people come to ball games for different reasons. Maybe we'll get a shot over there on the bank on the central sidelines. These kids don't even know there's a game going on. They're practicing that new Olympic event, heel rolling. Offense spinning off of a tackle and goes inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29. As Bobby Lawson, the free safety, knocked him off his sticks there.
They ran a little long trap on that one as they pulled Bradford and trapped it outside. And that is the end of the first quarter.
It was a quick one. No score, but the Vikings are in the red zone when we return. There we are. That's the area of the new Olympic trials there for the hill rolling contest. And the kid that was in the orange or yellow shirt, I think Mom and Dave already told him, you do it again, son, you're out of the game.
They don't want to watch those clothes.
Ready with it along with Larry Mason. Put 12 more minutes on the board, guys. We're ready to play football again. It was 3rd down and 2, and it will depend on the spot this time.
And that one was a design quarterback keeper right there as they tried to slip Gore through the line. Canapolis probably adjusting their defense coming up, looking for what they feel like can handle this Central size. The coaches certainly Wednesday night indicated that they were concerned about the size of Central. I don't know, I sometimes feel like Coach Whiteman's sandbagging us a little bit when he tells me how concerned he is, because he knows how well coached they are.
Well, you look at that defensive line for Canapolis now, 200 pounds. Well, they're smaller, but, you know, size isn't everything.
Well, it hadn't been, and I don't know, we haven't seen, other than a couple of youngsters for the last few years, we haven't seen Canapolis line up with those 250-pounders. They just really haven't had them the last couple of years, but they certainly have been able to adapt to and play well with the folks they've had.
They did not get it, Larry. It's 4th down and very short. Central, second time now. They've been down here. Let's see if they can convert. Now we're going to call a timeout and talk over things. 11:31 left in the first half. 4th down and just inches coming up for Central. We'll be back after this. One of those key plays in the game is about to come up right now. Could it have an effect, or we'll have to wait and see?
Well, it is early in the game, and Canapolis has everybody but the water boy up there on the line.
Coughlin is the up back, and Doral will sneak it, and I think he got the first down. Yep, down near the 26-yard line.
And he actually popped out of that pile over there on the left-hand side as he just was a quarterback keeper, and all he was trying to do was push the ball ahead for about an inch.
It's kind of like that play with Atlanta the other night in the Rams, where the kid, they missed him, he got up and ran 60 more yards.
Well, you can do that in the pros. You can jump up and go all you want if they don't touch you.
You kind of relax, and the whistle had not blown, but...
Well, do you think they're going to be doing that in Charlotte? When are they going to bring that decision out? That's this month, isn't it?
Next week, I believe.
I've heard a lot of folks say they're going to get them all on the team. They'll just decide to have more, and then the owners will make a lot more money and just have the whole shoot match.
Yeah, the ticket prices will be the same.
How about just let me use yours when you don't go?
Yeah. That would give them a little rivalry there. You know, the Charlotte Hornet tickets are the hottest ticket in the Carolinas.
Well, I still want to go over to Ireland with the Concord band.
Yeah.
You and I are trying to get a ticket for that.
It's Larry O'Mason.
That's right.
Changed her name here. First down and 10 for the Vikings. 26-yard line. It'll be Coffin. Saw the hole was kind of sewn together, and he just got what he could get, about 2 or 3 yards that time.
And right now, some of the folks coming in felt like the team that might win this game might be the team that can control the offensive and defensive line. Central's getting off the ball really well right now. They have certainly had. How many times has Kannapolis had the ball? We're 10 minutes ago, and they've touched the ball 3 times, so you got to have it to score every now and then.
That's one way to keep them from keep your offense off the field, and you don't have to worry about it. Of course, that defense scored a few points, and here we go on the end of the round. Matt Klotz going to be stopped for no gain. Actually, a loss back to the original line of scrimmage as the Wonder defense came up in a hurry. It's hard to go wide on this bunch year after year after year.
Well, it really is. And that was Russell that came up, Randy, that made that tackle right there. And one thing you don't do, seldom do you do, let me put it that way, and that's catch the Kannapolis defense out of position. And they're going to stay home and they're going to play where they're supposed to be about 99% of the time. But it's good every now and then to give somebody a little misdirection.
Moss brings up 3rd and 11. Gore will have to go to the air. Slant complete. First down inside the 5-yard line. Making the reception, 86, Billy Chapman, the junior. Just a beautiful pass and catch and run afterward.
Big throw and catch right there, but we've got a penalty back here, and this whole play may come back as nice as it was.
Much to the delight of the Wonder fans who have kind of gasped somewhat after that completion.
As we watch it again right here, just really a super throw in there, and good catch by Chapman. And I would imagine we're going to have a holding call right here, Randy. And if I remember right, Wednesday night, Coach Brown said the one thing that could really put you in a bad situation in this game, and it was specific to say penalties at the wrong time.
Well, that is. Instead of 1st and goal of a 4-yard line, it's now 3rd down at the 40.
And I think those words he may wish he had never said that, but he was very specific that penalties at the wrong time in a game like this can make the difference in the game.
Wonder showed 4 down the lineman this time.
They have changed their line, but that's got to give them some new life.
Out of the backfield, it is going to be complete to Hornick, and he'll be down to about the 25-26-yard line, which is, I got the penalty back.
And we'll see if they make a decision right here to punt the football or try to get the 10 yards right here.
Well, this is the second time we've had to make a decision down here.
And really, what would you be giving if he kicks it in the end zone? You'd be changing about 6 yards here.
I'd go for it, Coach.
Well, they're just going to call timeout and decide what they're going to do.
Well, that's their second timeout of the first half. We've got 8:33 left and no score. Bruce Harden and the coaches for A.L. Brown on the sidelines asking his defense to give us one more play, guys.
Right.
If we get the ball back, we promise you guys can sit down here for a few series.
Coach Harden saying, now I know your defense is just kind of getting ready out there, Coach.
They line up with 2 receivers wide to the left this time, out of the eye on 4th down. They lead the 16-yard line. Gore with all kinds of time hits the receiver, but it's going to be short. As Lawson came up to make the hit that time on the receiver, number 87. And that was Matt Klotz.
Lawson did a good job right in there. So we turned the ball over again. Central's keeping the ball for a lot of times, and for a long time, and coming away with nothing to show for it. And that's certainly not what they want to do.
And both times about the same point on the field. Well, like I said, they didn't have anything to lose, everything to gain. The Wonders looks like over at their own 23-yard line. This is just their 4th play of the game. Orbison options back, and Washington breaks out of a little bit of a mess there. and gets it up near the 30-yard line.
Washington did a good job. We have not seen in years past Kannapolis run that much option, and so we're going to see maybe they put this into their offensive scheme. They've changed their offensive line some. You talked about that at the beginning of the program where they took their center and moved him over to a guard, did they not?
Yeah, they got Kip Marlowe back, who had been out about 6 weeks. That was an injury before the season started.
So that was probably something that was in the works before the year was underway anyway.
On second down, Orbison looks to the air this time. Sidelines and complete. Coverage over there at about the 45-yard line on Chad Fairman, the tight end, and 2 white shirts around him.
And I think Hornick was the one that jumped up. Hornick playing the rover for him, jumped in and knocked that one down. Behrman, a favorite receiver of Orbison. We'll see him try to get the football to him quite a bit. And Behrman, of course, he took the old nose banging there early in the year, but I think he's back doing well.
Well, we've had ankle banging, nose banging, head banging, shoulder
banging. Both these teams have been banged up pretty well.
It's third down. At the 29-yard line, they'll go up the middle. Oh, what a hit. Somebody got a hold of Tyrone Washington. It looked like Brian Coughlin, the linebacker, who just really stopped him in his tracks after a yard gain. Big hit there.
It really was. And, you know, I think at one time, Coach Brown and Coach Harding were going to get together and have a tent meeting and see if they couldn't get some of these guys well.
And now it will be Orbison asked to punt again for the second time tonight. Brown has run 3 plays and out, 2 series. Here come the Vikings. Orbison with a gorgeous kick.
Well, he kicked all the air out of that one.
Fair catch signaled for it. And
that got so high that I think it got up there in the light air anyway, Randy.
Well, Billy Chapman didn't know if the air was going to come down, so he called for a fair catch.
I believe that had the flubber in it. I believe that was the flubber football.
I thought I saw Fred McMurray. Central has run 24 plays here in the first half. And Kannapolis has run left-handed the 2 punts. That's 8.
Well, the one thing that Coach Brown doesn't want to do is come away from this game running more plays and having more time possession, but getting the short end on the scoreboard.
Well, nothing's been decided yet. 6:49 to go first half. And it's Jimmy Means. They say he's little, but he's got a heart like a giant going in there amongst the big guys.
Well, he really does. And he may be short in stature, and Jimmy and I are about the same size, so I really think he's a big guy myself.
I thought Jimmy was a lot bigger than you.
Well, he says he is.
5'7", 160.
Oh, he is. He is. I weigh a little more than he does. A little pound or 2.
We were waiting on you to come back.
What are y'all looking at?
We're waiting on you to finish
what
that
y'all
sentence.
looking at? Kannapolis going back to their basic 5 right here.
Fumble on the snap, and I believe Gore got it back. Boy, that's something we're talking about. You keep snapping it, eventually it's going to happen. Almost disaster there, and that would have given Kannapolis good field.
Right, and I think we'll see Kannapolis right here figuring that Central's going to be in a throwing situation. We may see them put on some kind of pass rush right here. Maybe a little stunt, maybe bring a linebacker.
So Bradford, 61. From the offensive lineman.
And I think I was watching to see if they don't bring the outside linebacker right now. No, they didn't. They
go with the draw, and it closes down quickly. Means nowhere to go. Leading the way defensively, Kevin Keener, 64 over there. One of the first guys in that defensive end position. Well, that was 3 plays and a punt here for Central.
And this is the first time that they've been in 3 and out. Kannapolis defense playing better on that series. Certainly looking like they were going to be able to stand in there and stop this Central offense.
Well, there's a game of adjustments, isn't it, Larry?
Well, there's about 14 people going to rush it right now.
They've got 10 on the line of scrimmage. Hornick seeing some pressure. Now they're peel back for the return. Lawson will have a return on it at the 38-yard line. Going wide, cuts between 2 defenders, gets back across the 40-yard line. It was Klotz down on the coverage.
Good job getting down the field. And you know, one thing that, as a coach that I did, one thing that every coach that coaches against Kannapolis does is preach, you have got to get down and cover the kicks. They do a great job on their on their specialty teams.
Best field position of the night. for the Wonders, who had -3 yards rushing, and in the first quarter they got 6 so far in the game. So Ron Moon informed us of that. That tells you just how they just haven't had the ball. West Central has done a good job defensively. Washington is doing a good job offensively. He breaks it to the outside, and there's a penalty marker, and finally Washington will go out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
And that's the one you have to worry about. All he needs is a little seam to get into it. He can take it the distance. We know that. I think we're going to get a clip on this play right there, really at the point of the Washington would have gotten a few more yards out of that, because the clip came in right about the time the person was going to make a tackle he was going to run out of.
He'll get a chance maybe to see that, as his own man really almost made the tackle.
As we see it, he takes it inside, then breaks it outside. Stiff arms, and right there's the clip, right there. And he actually would have ran, he would have been able to get out of that tackle and would have made a few more yards. Good stiff arm. He knows how to use that hand. They look like Jim Thorpe running through there.
I think they put that spray starch on that elbow, and so it's no way he can bend it now.
Yes, sir.
Well, a game of big penalties at the bad times, and Kannapolis sustains their big major penalty here in the first half. Back to the 35-yard line. They'll lose it. And it'll set up 1st and 15 with 4:14 left in the first half, as they flop Behrman, the tight end, over on the right side, and Orbison to the air. Sidelines incomplete, almost picked off. Number 11 for the Vikings. I apologize, I don't have that number.
I think what's happened is they had switched jerseys, and maybe the numbers aren't the same. I think that might be Kevin Viper, but I don't want to say that and be wrong about that. But we'll check that out.
Okay, it is a starting corner.
I think maybe that they have different numbers on their green jerseys than their white ones.
2nd down and 15. One setback this time behind Orbis. Play fake. Kenny steps up in the pocket and throw it as far as he can. And he threw it in the central stands almost. He was looking for Johnson. Tars got it on the first bounce, though.
Really, that one out of bounds. He used all the arm on that one, so this puts him in 3rd and a long situation right here for sure.
You saw those people go, ooh. I don't know if it was the Brown fans or the Central fans. Like, wait a minute, here comes a footballer.
Yes, sir, buddy. You know, both these teams have kind of settled down, Randy, and the adrenaline rush is kind of gone, and they're playing now with the ability, just on pure football ability.
Well, we know Mr. Orbison has got a few muscles in that arm. They got a workout that time on last pass. Timeout is called on the field by the Wonders with 4:01 to go in the first half. No score. They'll have it 3rd and 15 when we return. Bruce Harden as we return to Memorial Stadium. Once again in a pensive mood.
He is. Boy, isn't this weather super? I tell you what, this is the kind of weather that makes you glad you live in the South.
Love October. Except for those leaves that start to...
Boy, I tell you, these crisp October nights, they're the greatest thing around.
Orbison, plenty of time, and now it breaks out a little bit. He'll throw it upfield, overthrown.
I think if he could have taken a little off of that, he had to rush his throw. When you're out there running and you have to throw it, that really makes it a difficult pass. I think if he could have just taken a tad off of that, that Behrman would have probably made that catch right there.
And the deep receiver almost came back, and that made it pretty close. He had a huge load chasing him, and Louis Black, the 255-pound sophomore.
Well, you don't want to slow down when there's that much moving toward you.
He hurt Louis. Orbison kicks it again. High kick. Well, he was doing some punting tonight. Hornick signals. Excuse me, not Hornick. That is Chapman signals for the fair catch. So really, field position has not changed, as that is the 3rd series for Kannapolis, the 12th play, and the Central defense is dominating.
And it's still, like you said, a chess match. They seem to still be testing each other to find those weak spots. And the weak spots are becoming fewer and fewer.
Meanwhile, that clock continues to run. 3:45 to go, first half. keeps it this time on the bootleg. Gets out of one man. Boy, good determination by Tim Gore as he got out across the 35-yard line. It looked like Larry Rice, the defensive tackle, had him in his sights and let him slip away.
Well, it did, and then Michael Kaiser came across, pulled, and came across right there. But it looked like he was going to set up to throw the ball, but Gore said he wasn't having any of that and just took off running the football. Glory in his eyes right there on the corner.
Yep. Didn't quite get
He
to the
said,
press
Michael,
box.
keep on, keep it on, guy.
Nelson Chapman wide to one side. And receiver split to the bottom of your screen. Out of the eye on second down. Coffin to slip as he tried to cut it back up, but standing in the way was Kevin Keener for the Wonders, the defensive end, 64.
And Keener was able to just step in right there and stand up the fullback, and when he did that, he was able to really bottle that play up. He did a good job on defense right there.
Well, Kevin is a senior, 200-pounder, 6'1". He knows what it's all about.
Most of these youngsters from Kannapolis know what it's about. I'm sure Coach Harden explains to them at time to time about it.
Pretty much, yeah. Third down at 8-6. They will get just over the 41-yard line to keep it going. Gore back to pass. With protection, will throw it deep. Great defensive play by the Wonders secondary down at the 30-yard line. Batting it out of the air was number 85 for A.L. Brown. We'll take that number up for you. That was Duncan Williams. Gore looks to be injured on that play.
We're going to watch this one again and pick it up.
Oh, he got level just as he threw the football.
And Williams just running stride for stride with the offensive receiver did a really super job right there of knocking that one down.
So we'll bring up fourth down and 6. The clock stops with the incompleted pass. 2:12 to go. And in past years here at Kannapolis, that's an eternity.
It really has been. Gore took a hit right there. The one thing that might put this Central team in real pretty serious trouble would be to lose their quarterback.
Hornet in punting formation. The Wonders showing 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. A long count this time, and here they come. I don't know how they didn't block that one, but Hornet gets off the beauty of a punt.
He surely did.
Well, they didn't signal for a fair catch, and Lawson caught it on one bounce. That's dangerous, too.
That was one that was dangerous on both ends. And the Hornets did just a really good job of staying in there kicking the football.
How in the world did they not get the football? That was about 6 green shirts. Just
could have gone either way. And their referees are getting together to have a conference right there over something. I think they might be questioning fair catch or not.
Well,
Either they're having a prayer meeting right there in the middle of the field. All of them are together. Or they're checking to see, where are you going out to eat tonight after this game? As quick as it's going, we may be able to stop on the way home.
We'll see if we can get some fax mail up here.
And we see them break right here and go into the shotgun, Randy.
Orbison, plenty of time now to run. Now he's going to have to run himself out of the pocket. Hit. Central closes it down quickly. No gain on the play, and he stays in bounds, I believe. Yep, the clock continues to run.
And I would imagine the one thing that Coach Harding doesn't want is Orbison to take too many bumps right now. I think, didn't you say he had a slight concussion last week, and so they don't want him to take too many licks.
I think their backup, Isaac Tyndall, came in, did a great job last week. I saw him warming up just a few minutes ago on the sideline, so they've got a pretty good quarterback to take his place. Orbison out on the flat to Johnson. He'll cut back to the center against the grain. Eludes one man, eludes two, and gets to the 40.
And that was just a play of, Johnson, we're going to get you the football, and it's not even a screen pass. You do with it what you can do with it after you catch it, and that was basically all individual effort as he catches it right here.
Too many guys had missed it here.
And he cuts most of this back toward the middle of the field in the grain. 2 misses, overrun. Most all his folks were overrunning the tackle.
Mike Houston caught up with him, along with number 30, Davian Love. 45 seconds to go, first half. Orbison looking, options. Washington, well, who's got it? Is out of bounds? Somebody fell on it. I believe Brown got it back at the 41-yard line.
All right, I think they kind of punched it out themselves. And Coach Brown extremely content right now, and Coach Harding over there, I think, showing a little disgust in that play.
Well, we'll bring up fourth down. Central will get the ball back here in the final 37 seconds. This Coach Joe Brown may be saying, well, you play the first half to get to the second half, and we haven't decided anything.
Well, if this thing holds up for 37 seconds without a score, we're going to be right back where we started when we come back, aren't we?
One thing's for sure, there will not be a punt return this time. Central has nobody back to field the Orbison kick. Kenny should get a good yardage.
This one, it kicked back on him. If it rolled the other way, it would have added to his punting average right there.
We'll be down at the 29-yard line, and the Vikings will have 28 ticks here before they go to halftime. We'll have one band for you at halftime. The Big Green Machine. The Central, I think, their band did not make the trip tonight up here.
Well, I don't see them over there. I think they brought their pet band.
So you want to stay tuned for that. We'll take a look at those halftime stats and have more.
I'm going to guess that Central's not going to do anything right now that's going to really hurt them. 19 seconds left. They're going to just maybe run something pretty safe. They may even just run the clock out right here.
Let's see if Gore just goes to one knee. So we're down to 10 seconds. They, as a matter of fact, I was getting ready to say, almost didn't have to snap it, but Gore's running for his life out there. He's going to put it up, Larry, going deep.
Boy, was I wrong.
Marvin Thompson, closest man back there, number 5, the corner. Had a chance at making the interception. A bunch of zeros up here at halftime. Central dominating, but couldn't punch one over. We're tied, and actually no score as they go to the locker room. Back with halftime festivities after this. Clock running. 3rd and goal to 10. Toss. Means throws to the end zone, incomplete. They had 2 receivers over there that slipped through the hands of Matt Fox.
Really did, and they were putting the heat on Means, and he had to rush his throw just a little bit, and I think didn't get off a good throw right there.
Matt Kirk was over there as well, number 12, and he appears to be shaken up.
Took a little hit.
They snuck Jimmy in the backfield, and he just said, I'm going to throw it.
They really did. It looked like they might be running a crossing pattern right there, and then the youngster got hit right there. As we take a break here, we'll come back and check on him.
5:13 to go, 3rd period. Ryan Kirk, the injured Viking, apparently stunned momentarily. He's running off, limping somewhat, but Kirk ran into Klutz, and that may have jarred the ball loose.
I think they knocked the ball out of I think the Central man actually knocked the ball out of his hands.
Well, the Vikings are lining up for a field goal try. They're spotted at the 17-yard line. It will be a 27-yard kick, left to right angle. Tim Gore to hold. And the kick is up. It's on its way. It's long enough. And it is good. And the Vikings have drawn first blood as Damian Jackson kicks it through for the Vikings.
Well, Jackson nailed that one right through the middle of the goalpost right there.
Back with the Viking kickoff after this. Come back. Jackson had to stop and then reload as the snap was, they almost didn't execute that one, but a good hold by Gore. Got it on the tee just in time.
Sign of a good kicker when you can kind of reload and kick it again.
And the Vikings are on top 3-0. They finally get something on the board. They've been down there 3 times tonight. And now the Wonders behind with 5:06 to go. Still plenty of time in this game, but what do you do now? Is there a natural reaction to let down?
Well, the thing they can't do is let down, and they're going to have to actually intensify and play harder because Kannapolis is going to intensify and play harder right now. This is scary. Kicking the football off the Kannapolis at any time with Johnson back there and Washington back there is scary.
Special teams. Always good for about 6 or 7 points a game in the past. As this kicked by going down about the 12-yard line. Look out. On Washington to the 47-yard line as the Wonder fans explode.
And he gets just a great field position right there at the 48, 49-yard line, about the 48. As we're watching this again, I'm not too sure I'd kick the football to these guys.
Well, Washington gets his hands on it, he gets a head of steam up this time, Larry.
He surely does. Right here, they set the wall over on the Kannapolis side.
1 man away from breaking.
Right there, as Kaufman comes up and knocks him off. Can you walk the guy intentionally? I mean, do you have to kick it for him?
It's called Bobby Cox and ass. Tyndall, in at quarterback, will toss it to Washington. Central's defense doing a great job of hemming it in that time. Bradford over there to make the tackle, but he had help. And we've got an injured Viking, or perhaps a cramp of some sort back there. One of the Viking defenders down, and that looks to be what it is. Coach Val, and maybe set the. She got 4.2 speed. She got on the field in a hurry.
Quick out there. I'll tell you what.
Well, I tell you, that's painful. You can't get there quick enough. Those little cramps pop up.
You know, as we stay here, Randy, they're testing right now, testing Central outside. They've worked on them inside. They're testing them outside. We've always talked in the past about the best place to work on the team with the size that Central has is to run right straight at them. Central has impressed me. We haven't seen them since the Mount Pleasant game, and they've improved quite a bit since then. It's obvious that they've made some vast improvement. I've been impressed with the fact that their big youngsters have had the quickness they've had.
Well, we've been impressed with all the coaches and how well they've done on pep fighters as we kind of segue into that.
We're going to make an open invitation to some of the Viking coaches. Coach Brown says he keeps trying to get those guys to come on, so we're going to make an open invitation to come in and talk to us to some of those guys now.
Now, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, it'll be live. We've got another edition of Headliners. Now, what is our game next week?
That's Central and Northwest, unless a couple of those guys. And then we've got Central and they've got plenty of opportunity. And, you know, if they've ever wanted to be on TV, this is their chance.
That'll be an arch rival for sure. Central and Northwest. And I think we've got Central and Concord, and then Concord Kannapolis. So we've got 3 goodies for you here to conclude the regular season. Here's a goodie. Johnson's going to throw it. Upfield. Intercepted. Central Cabarrus. Or did he?
Well, they said he trapped it. Said if he was able to have taken one step back, that was Hornick. He wasn't able to pick it up. Johnson trying to run to his left instead of plant. He really didn't get a good plan on that set. Load again.
Not a bad throw off his back
pressure
foot
just a little bit, and Hornick trapped it underneath it.
You said Bruce would pull out some stops down there.
He's starting to pull them out right now. I think he sees this time kind of slithering away from him also. Hey, I've got a guy that come on Headliners. Work with him every day, Bill Hagler. He's my old bus partner every morning. We get to check in. We get to see every smiling face coming into school every morning.
And every frown.
No, no frowns. No frowns coming into our school.
It's 3rd down and 13.
Well, I did see a few teachers come in that way.
Tyndall upfield, tosses it, deflected, incomplete. Almost a super catch by Chad Merriman, but a great high school try.
It really was. He gave it the old high school try, and Merriman watched that one all the way. There really have been some great plays tonight, Randy. It's been a good football game.
Let's see if we can pick up who tipped it. Hard to see from that angle, but almost an interception, almost a completion.
Well, it's where Hornick should have been, so I'm going to say he probably was the one that tipped it over there.
And now Orbison, who will come in to kick.
I tell you, he has had some super punts tonight also. He wants one of his good ones right here.
Vikings will show return this time, and this one is upfield.
He got it.
Fair catch signal for and made at the 18-yard line.
We've seen some of the best kicking tonight that we've seen. Some of the best punting. We really have seen. I think the air is good, cool, and crisp. And the ball just seems to be taking flight.
It is supposed to be that helium they blew it up with by mistake before the game, you know.
It's like, hey, I hadn't thought about that. That might be a good idea. When the flubber runs out, put a little of that in there. Bring the helium ball in. You think you can get away with that?
I'm sure they checked a few footballs. A great guy punted back in the NFL days of the
Oh, those guys wouldn't doctor footballs. Do you think they'd do that?
Well, you look at Lester Hayes back then, you knew he had something on him.
If it got close like Velcro, if it got close, it stuck.
Get 5 yards. Central trying to keep it on the ground. Hornick, no gain. Under defense, interior line, just bogs it up the middle.
You know, since really, I think with about 6 minutes to go in the first half, the Kannapolis defense has come on and pretty much stymied the offense of Central.
We were talking, I think Jim Brown said Central has never defeated Kannapolis at Memorial Stadium.
Well, I don't think Central's ever defeated Kannapolis. I don't think they've ever beaten Kannapolis.
I guess you guys have been around Central long enough. You might go back in the archives and check that out, dude. Well, Sid, 1 man in motion this time, and cross sweep. Here comes Means in and out and down.
Was able to make just enough of a little bit of a cut there to make a little yardage out of it before the Kannapolis defense came up to meet him right there.
Jermaine Walker, one of the guys over there. Well, that was Mothra that just flew by.
I thought that was a dive bomber coming through here.
Getting big. Third down and 10. 3 minutes exactly to go, third period.
Kannapolis defense has played well tonight.
Yeah, the defense didn't give up. Did not yield any yardage after the fumble down there. Just they were in field goal range, so they did their job. Being tested again. Gore, the protection breaks down. Larry Rice got a hold of it. Yeah, still got a hold of it. I said, okay, Larry, you let go.
I think he had him pinned right there. Larry did a good job right there of staying in and taking the quarterback on.
Larry, do you think if you're Kannapolis, you call punt return, or you go for it?
I think they call punt return right here with this field position, and if they can get some kind of field, this is going to be probably, this could end up being the best field position they've had in the football game. They're calling it off right now. I just saw the coaches wave off any kind of rush on the kicker.
Hornick standing inside his own 5-yard line with a little heat on him. Gets off another beauty. Here's Thompson, fumbles the football, picks it up on the bounce, and we'll see a lot of white shirts. Down and crunched at the 40-yard line. 53 on the coverage, Michael Kaiser for the Vikings.
Now, Hornick came close to putting his knee down and possibly be down back there, and I think some of the Kannapolis folks saw that and felt like he was down right there. He was able to get up and kick the football and make a good punt out of it.
Sometimes in the heat of battle, you do things that you don't normally do.
Well, it's easy to do that sometimes.
You got 2,000 pounds coming at you, and you got the football they wanted.
You got to make a decision fairly quickly.
Single set back slot on the left and 2 wide for Orbison, who is now back in at quarterback. Kenny back over the middle, incomplete, threw in a crowd that time.
He really did. That's kind of, we used to talk about stealing from the defense. I think he was trying to steal one from the defense right there. He threw into a pretty heavy coverage.
Jimmy Means is over there along with Roger Wright, the linebacker. They bring up second down. Clock stops with 1:33 to go, third period. They send Sturgis. He's the top of your screen, one of the wideouts this time. They've got 3 in the pattern. Now they'll send a man in motion. That's Ford. And go with the tailback. Up the middle, Johnson. Biggest hole maybe he's had to run through tonight to the 47.
That was the Brown isolation. Same play that most of our teams run, and that was just isolation off the left-hand side right there.
Well, we saw Kannapolis come back against Forest Hills in the rain on a sloppy field, and almost got all the way back. We know they've got character, and you know they're going to hit you sometime, and this might be the drive.
The one thing is they're not going to quit. I'm going to take a timeout right now. Coach Harding saw something or either felt like he wanted to change the play.
1 minute exactly to go in the third quarter. Vikings leading by 3. Randy Whitley along with Larry Mason back at Memorial Stadium. Kenny Orbison is checked back in on this series as Tyndall would start in the second half at quarterback. Orbison facing third down. Looking over the middle, drills it, almost intercepted. Jimmy Means had the closest shot, and the flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
And you know, it looks like the field, I don't think it's wet, but it seems like the guys are having a little bit of a difficult time making the cut. It's almost like it's just a little bit slick. Maybe the grass is cut so short there for those sprinters that, you know, maybe they get the longer cleats on them right there.
Well, we may have something. We haven't seen any fog.
No patchy fog.
No patchy fog. That was the Wonder Triangle down there at Concord last week. There may be a spider triangle up here.
Be the secret weapon.
Of course, then again, I'm just convinced somebody just went crazy with the ice machine.
We never did figure out what it was.
Penalty against the Wonders with the decline. It's fourth down, and Orbison set to kick it again. No pressure at all, and he'll angle this one away from the would-be punt returner, and it takes a advantageous Wonder roll and will go dead inside the 15-yard line.
Right now, Kannapolis has been winning, I guess you would say, the battle of field position. They're coming up with a little better of the field position, playing mostly on their half of the field. And here, just like Central came away empty-handed in the first half, Coach Harden certainly doesn't want to come away empty-handed in the second half.
Well, we've talked about the passing. We've talked about the punting. The wind has not been a factor. The flag is limp tonight. It's just been all athletic ability out there. The air might be denser or heavier or lighter or whatever. That could have an effect on it. But
the way these guys have been kicking tonight, it looks a little bit light to me.
12-yard line is where they'll set it down. Now Central has to be careful with that football. And Gore will hand it to Coffin. He's hit in the backfield, escapes, and gets positive yardage. Jermaine Walker on the tackle at the 20.
Really, he was stopped early, but kept his feet moving and was able to make a big run out of that. That's a big play right there to get there. You've got second and short.
Well, those 6 or 7 yards are really big down there inside the 20.
They really are, and like you say, the one thing that Central doesn't want to do is drop the football right here.
They lead 3-0, and they'll switch ends of the field. 3 quarters have expired, and the Vikings up by 3.
As we watch the Central 11 come out of the huddle right there.
And we're talking about the 4 horsemen. That's the elite 11.
Could be.
It's 2nd and 3. So they're in pretty good shape right now, Paul. Just shy of their own 20-yard line. Tim Gore's done a good job directing that offense tonight. Tailback. It'll be Coffin. Hit in the backfield. Maybe a loss a little bit. 64, that was Keener for Wonders in the defensive tackle position, got him in the backfield.
Kannapolis defense continues to do its job right here.
3rd down. They need to get to the 23-yard line, so it'll be a long 3.
A little bit slow getting this play in.
Yeah, we got the huddle clocks down there. It's like 10 seconds now. As they're breaking over. There you see where it's been won or lost tonight. In the trenches. Coffin up the middle. Second effort may have got the first down as he's out near the 24-yard line.
They started that play to the left, and he was able to cut it back to the middle just enough to get in a little bit of a seam and find enough room to get that first down right there.
Well, if you're a Wonder fan, it's clock watching time. If you're the Vikings, Jim Brown over there, you say, gosh, that thing's not moving fast enough, is it?
Right, and I think the thing that if you're a Wonder coach is you're trying to figure out what you're going to do when you do get when you get the football back.
The one mistake tonight, a fumble punt, and it was cashed in. 3 points by the Vikings. Coffin with a good hold. There's a loose football, and Central, one of their, we'll see who got on it.
I don't know who got on it, but that was a big break for Central right there because that ball came out like it had been shot out of a pop gun.
Looked like a sucker.
It really did.
Central will retain possession at the 28-yard line.
And Coach Brown just got 5 more gray hairs, I will assure you. And we watch it right here. Somebody put a helmet on that football. No, I believe it was just smacked out with a hand.
Ben Teal wrapped him up. Ben, the Wonder linebacker, haven't said much about him tonight, but he's around that football. Here's Coffin. Teal was chasing him that time.
Teal, you get folks like Ben Teal and Coffin, they're players. They suited up, and I think all these youngsters tonight strapped it on to play.
Coffin, a 200-pound senior. He had 510 yards coming into tonight's game and 7 touchdowns.
You know, I think the last time that we saw Central take the football and drive it on Kannapolis like this was when Natron Means was a senior and was able to take it up and down the field. Of course, Central didn't come away winning that football game.
I remember when it was 89, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. That was a battle for a playoff position.
It certainly was.
Wonders defense stacking him up after about a yard that time. you got Jimmy Means. He's gained nearly 400 yards, so almost a little over 900 yards by your two running backs, Means and Coffin, and you got about 11 touchdowns between the two. Coach Brown, the coaching staff, and Central folks have got to be pleased with the production they're getting out of the
They are, and Central really got a lot of publicity early in the year. People picking them to maybe take this thing all the way in the conference this year, and right now they're showing why.
Second down and 8 at their own 35-yard line. Here's Gore, keeps it around the corner, up and out of bounds. Jim Brown didn't get credit for the tackle. We'll give that one to number 12 for the Wonders. That was Russell.
That's over on that side.
Jim was in on the play, but
Well, he's always around the football. He knows where the football's at all the time.
we're talking about him shagging. Maybe he's got some quick feet out there. He can get out of the way, too. Here's the key play of the game as we're down to 8:45 to go. Fourth period. Wonder defense trying to hold, get their offense back on the field. 3rd and 6. And Gore will call a timeout. 8:45 left. Fourth period. One more timeout. Well, that's the first timeout for Central. Annapolis has used one as well. We'll return to Memorial Stadium in just a moment. Third down and 5.
So you would go for the big one here, guys. Why not? Give me the old Johnny Unitas play here.
Let's go for the, your third and a little long. Let's go for it.
There's a spider on my leg down here. So you would go for the long one here.
Yeah, let's see what they do. Well, they're going to throw it. And they complete it. And they'll have the first down. What a hit. Bouncing to the outside is Tommy Hornick. Boy, he took out 3 Wonders.
He really did. I think they thought he was down on the initial contact, and the Hornick just kept his feet moving. Hey, the old Riverboat Gambler pulled that one out right there, big guy.
Well, that wasn't a big one, but it was big enough.
You
Right?
called it. You called it.
Well, my wife said he used
As we
timeout.
watch it right here, the Hornick comes out of the backfield and is able to take the pass right there. Wham! Hey, that'll rattle your cage for sure. And here he comes right into the camera. Hello, I'm in your living room now.
Woody Kane, our cameraman down there. Woody, I hope he's okay. He was.
How many times in the past few years have we seen Central throw the football as much as we've seen them throw it tonight?
I can't recall.
We really haven't, and I think they decided that they had to throw the football some to win this football game, if they were going to win this football game.
No, when you're the coach at Central, Larry, and all those years we covered on TV 13, I can't recall you throwing it.
Well, we did throw it a couple of times. And my wife keeps saying the same thing.
That was a warm-up, so we were talking about. Crawford off the right side, goes inside the 40-yard line to about the 37.
I would come home on Friday night, and my wife that I love dearly would remind me that, Coach, they did put the forward pass in, a few years ago. You might want to use it.
We're just kidding you.
I was just a little conservative.
Well, they always said Mayor Bryant was conservative too. Vince Lombardi. Oh, the great ones. You included all the...
Well, if I'm included in that, I was conservative enough to be great.
8 minutes to go in the fourth period. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. Coffin spins for about 2.
Well, this is when the good teams turn it up, Randy, and then it's getting turned up a notch on both sides, and the hearts are beating, and that's the coaches. Now, I don't know about the players.
Oh, they turned it up.
I believe they've turned it up a notch, too.
They're burning both ends of the wick right now.
We saw Central go to Concord last year, and they went over and they beat Concord on their home field over there. Right now they're doing the same thing. We've got 7 minutes and 24 seconds left, and one thing that Coach Harding wants right now is football.
Time is starting to become a factor. 3rd down. It'll be Coffin left side. First down. Another big one in the drive. Inside the 30.
Now, I don't know if Hornick maybe when he was running the football kind of got his bell rung right there. But they've moved the big Bradford back into the backfield now.
Well, Coach Brown said Clay would play, and has he ever?
Well, now I'm going to tell you something. They're not going to give it to anybody number 61 on. Do you reckon? He knows why he's there.
number. Right.
He can wear 3 numbers.
Yeah. Triple digits out here. First and 10 Vikings, under 29-yard line. Coffin left side behind the block of Bradford goes to the 25-yard line. Or actually the 24. 5 yards. Let's set him up again. That young man right there, you're seeing what he's made of tonight. He's tired right now. He's hurting a little bit. He's been banged up, but he's still churning.
Got a cramp right there. Going to have to come off. Means is coming in for it.
6:32 left in the ball game. Coleman trying to work it out, but they'll get him over to the sidelines and work it out. Don't forget our player of the game coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game.
I tell you, Coleman's a player. He's one of those that puts it on. I want him on my team. There's a few around. He's one of them.
Ridgeway, Holmes, and Concord on Highway 29. Fine folks who sponsor that each and every week.
I'm going to pick out the Lair Bear Bruiser team maybe at the end of the year. I'd get myself in trouble doing that one of the John Madden Mutters.
Well, you got to put Louis Black in there, 78. He fills up the whole picture.
And he's just a baby.
This Black's feeding him well. Second down and 5 on the Vikes. 24-yard line. It'll be Baines skirting to the outside, and he'll be near the first down marker. Ball out of bounds.
Able to break that one out just a little bit. You know, the Kannapolis defense, they need a big play right now. They need to cause a fumble. They need to stop this drive right here to get a little. They're dragging just a little bit right now. They need to change this momentum if they're going to get back in this football game.
When you think about it, that defense has been on the field a lot tonight.
Well, when they go back and look at this one, they have played a lot of minutes.
Kannapolis, actually, this is the 14th play coming up in this drive. This is the ones that you dream about when you got a lead trying to sort a game away.
It is. This started back inside the central zone 20-yard line.
On 3rd down and 1. It'll go Baines, stopped in the backfield, and who got credit? Chad Berryman was there, the senior coming up with a big play.
Berryman's been around, and he knew the play right there that needed to be made.
Well, that changes the whole complexion now there.
I'm going to be
Off
honest.
for a field goal.
If I thought I had somebody that could kick it through right here, I'd go for it right here and go for the field goal.
First, you know, a touchdown could beat you the extra point. Clock running, those are ticking inside 5 minutes. Whatever the case, Kannapolis is the...
Well, if they take a delay of game here, I don't know what good. They're going to call a timeout and use as much time. They may go for the field goal right here.
Vikings use their second timeout, and we'll step away. 4:46 to go in the ball game. The Vikings by 3. Faced with another big play. They took their second time out of this drive. It began at their own 13-yard line.
I want to take back what I said about the field goal. I got to sit here and count up the yardage, and it's a little bit long. So
it's 4th and 3. Wonder fans on their feet. Central fans on their feet.
This may be the difference in the football game, Randy.
And the defense on their feet. Bradford.
They're sending them off.
And Means. There'll be Gore around the right side. Looking in zone. Incomplete. Vernon Thompson saved a touchdown.
And that's another big defensive play by Burton tonight. He saved 2 tonight that would put this game out of reach. All right, Kannapolis has got 4 minutes and 40 seconds to do something with this football game. The one thing that's still got to be in the back of Coach Brown's mind is we've had the football a lot more than Kannapolis has, but we've come up empty-handed here.
Kannapolis has not run a play here in the 4th quarter. This will be their first play of scrimmage in the 4th quarter. Boy, what a game plan tonight for Coach Brown. But it's still not over. At the 22-yard line, out of the gun this time. Flags flying. Orbison upfield. This one incomplete. Almost intercepted.
No, that one hit Chapman in just the wrong place, right in the hands. We've got a flag going to have.
It's going to be against the Wonders.
And lose the down on it. I think they have an ineligible receiver downfield. So they'll also lose the down.
Drop that one in a hurry.
Well, I don't think you can ever count Kannapolis out of the football game, but this series of plays right here, I think is going to tell us something.
Loss of down. It'll bring up Kannapolis to call. Yep, ineligible receiver downfield. There you see Coach Hart talking to his senior quarterback, who set out a couple of series, which you do that, you may miss the second half. The way Kannapolis has not had the football.
And that's the truth.
Moving all the way back to the 11-yard line. When they didn't lose the down, it stays the same. First down at 25.
And they go back to their one-back formation and got away from the shotgun right there.
Orbison with some pressure, gets it to Berriman up to about the 13-yard line. Gained about 2 that time.
Got back the penalty just about. And you know, Kannapolis pretty much, well, with their running backs, I wouldn't say they have to be, but they're in quite much a passing situation right now.
Well, he gets Washington out there one-on-one. He gets Johnson one-on-one. He throw a little short pass and let them do their thing.
Well, they can do it.
4 minutes to go. Clock running.
Back to the eye right here.
Second down. They need their own 32-yard line. Orbison now looking over the middle. Behind the receiver. He had Ford open for the first down.
The pressure threw that ball just a little bit, overthrew the football actually, and ended up going in behind him.
Looks like Thompson for the Wonders shaking up on the play. Kenny had all kinds of time. Left, right, then he looked down the middle twice, said, well, I think I'll pop it right. That's Thompson shaking up. We'll take a break. 3:49 left in the fourth quarter. As we return to Memorial Stadium, no one has left this one. 3:48.
I think everybody's got their $3 worth a night that came to this football game. Was it $4? They got $5 worth in.
That's right, Coach. They don't charge you anymore.
Well, I tell you, they treat me too good, just to tell you the truth about it.
And the inflation rate is slowing somewhat, so may not go up. That's third down. Orbison having to run out of trouble, and they got him.
Just never got that play off. There's a flag down, which could have been holding in that pile that was right there in the middle of the field when the flag came down and hit.
Looked like Bradford flushed him out of the pocket, and now the posse called up.
We did have holding. I think we'll see if they decline this one or go ahead and take this one and drive them back just a little bit further and take the field position on it.
3:41 left in the game. The way they control the offensive line of scrimmage tonight, they may have saved a heck of a penalty. We want the football. And Central not taking any chances. They will not have anyone back in punt receiving formation. And Orbison will be standing about 2 yards, 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Talk about backs against the wall.
That one is backed up against the wall.
There will definitely not be any return yardage on this. Orbison has been kicking the daylights out of it. He kicked it 55 yards that time. And it will go down at the 49 of Central.
He really does a good job kicking the football. Like Orbison, a nice punter right there. The guy, the game's on the line here. Well, like I said, it's getting down to that nail-biting time.
Kannapolis needs a loose football of some sort. Central needs to hold on to it. But it's getting in a timeout situation, and Kannapolis has 2 remaining here in the second half. So you're going to have to start thinking about burning that one. Not been too many times tonight that the Wonder defense has held the Vikings 3 and out.
No, but they have done it. This is going to be one of the times that's going to make a difference in the football game right here, Randy.
First and 10, 49 as Tim Moore lines him down. Out of the eye, and it will be Coffin into Wonder territory. 45-yard line. The ball is loose. Or was it thrown dead? Apparently not. Kannapolis has the football there, and they're running it back the other way. And that was Bobby Lawson recovering.
We're going to have to replay that.
I didn't even see it.
Picked up because we didn't see it.
Somebody may have stolen.
It looks like it was taken out of his hands right there.
Well, we were just talking about a break, and that's the one that the Vikings didn't need, but the Wonders were welcome.
They certainly created a break there. We're going to see it again, Randy. Let's see if we can pick it up here on this replay. There's Coffin.
It came out. Lawson just picked it up and went the other way.
Popped right into his hands right there, but we couldn't see it from right here.
Well, he had an escort in front of him. He was hoping they would get out of the way.
Talking about the game being on the line, it is on the line now.
34-yard line. First down. Orbison to the air. Hits Johnson. Complete. 16-yard line of Central Cabarrus.
Big play. Orbison just made a super pass in there, and Johnson made the big catch on it. Right where it should have been to catch a football.
In between the scene. Well, the Central Cabarrus side a little bit stunned right now, Larry, and you got to keep your head.
Let's watch it again as Orbison sets back right now with the new line. Oh, just a super throw right in there.
The first down of the second half for the Wonders. It's 1st and 10, 16. Washington, huge hole, right side, breaks the tackle, 10, 5, 1, 2-yard line. Wonders will have it first down and goal to go.
And this comes back to what we talked about. If Central loses this game, that Coach Brown's going to go back and look at all the time they had the football but weren't able to capitalize and put points on the board.
Well, is there a mystique about this place up here at Memorial Stadium?
The one thing about coming up here and playing is it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Here we see the run.
We see it again.
It's going to be 1st and goal just outside the 1-yard line coming up for the Wonders as they're up. We'll watch. Washington, defensive hit. Clay Bradford gets him in the backfield at the 3 for a loss.
Big play right there.
Inside a minute, 45 seconds and running. The thing here is you want to milk the clock as much as you can, but you still got to get in the end zone.
Well, they're certainly going to put it in the end zone right here.
And they're in field goal range already to tie it. Washington is the tailback. 2nd and goal from the 3 now. Orbison sneaks it. Touchdown.
It's amazing how quickly a game can change, Randy. Orbison gets it over for the big 6 right there. And that Central team just stunned right now. Orbison, on the spin, is able to get in. He was stopped on the initial hit, but then was able to spin and get the football in.
And now the Wonders will line up for the extra point. It comes with 1:15 to go in the game. And Kannapolis pulled another rabbit out. They pulled it out so far.
They really have.
McFalls set for the extra point attempt. And now we've got a flag. Looks like it's going to be against the Wonders.
I'll tell you, that's why you never count these guys out. You just never can count them out of the football games until you see the last second tick off the clock.
Well, it's not over yet.
And the one thing that this does,
Here's a big extra point.
it really is.
It's about a 25-yarder there with a penalty. Central coming in a hurry. Here they come. Snap, spot, kick is up. It's long enough. It's off to the right. No good. No good is the kick. So the score, 6-3. Wonders coming up with a last-minute touchdown. Their kickoff is next. Folks have their money's worth. I think they may be keen when they leave.
I think they're going to take up an extra $1 from everybody when they leave here tonight.
Bobby Lawson with a fumble recovery and return. Orbison to Johnson. Then a big run by Washington. And Orbison caps it off with a sneak from 3 yards out. Just like that. Instead of a Central victory, apparently. Now the Wonders are in command, but if they can miss an extra point. Central, all they need is a field goal to tie. They don't need a touchdown.
The thing now is that this new life is going to make the defense play that much harder.
Going down at about the 13-yard line. Put a seam on the outside, and Central will have good return yardage out to about the 29-yard line. And that was Matt Klotz, who's played a heck of a game tonight. Now the pressure's on the Vikings, and we know how much
It really is, and the difference now between the passes will be that before Gore was throwing them pretty much, I guess you could say, not in a pressure situation. This is a big-time pressure situation.
So the run set up the pass. Now the pass is going to be virtually, well, they got Means in at tailback now. So they got a little bit maybe more speed back here. Vikings behind for the first time in tonight's game. And Gore back to pass. Heavy pressure. Eludes one tackler. Cuts it incomplete. Little slant up at about the 45-yard line, and a great try by number 86, Billy Chapman.
It really was, as Gore was able to pull away and throw that football. It's amazing how quickly the complexion of this game changed. And I tell you, both these teams have laid it out tonight, but both teams have really played their hearts out.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops with the incompleted pass. 63 seconds left. Nothing ever happens in Memorial Stadium. Last 3 minutes anyway. You know.
What are we even play the rest of that game for?
2nd and 10, 29. Central. Norris may drop this time. Gets it out of the flat, the Hornet, and he's busted. Is it a complete? No, it's a fumble, and the Wonders will pick it up and score. Defense has won this game tonight, Larry.
And that's the football game. Defense won it for us last week, and that right there made the football game out of reach.
Number 25, Taurus Johnson, the senior, comes up with a loose fumble recovery.
As we watch it again right here, Hornet catches the football. It's knocked out right there. Johnson's able to pick it up and score with it.
That makes it 12-3 with 52 seconds to go.
You know, I think last week, we didn't get to see the game last week, but we do know that Kannapolis defense played well, and they accounted for a lot of the points on the board. It looks like this is what they're kind of building their hopes around right now, is playing good defense. And the defense tonight, even though Central kept the ball alive, pushed them down the field a lot, they didn't give up a lot of points, only 3.
And the Wonders extend their lead to 13-3. The kickoff coming up in just a moment. Boy, how quickly things change. You blink your eye, and the Wonder defense has forced 2 fumbles, recovered 1 all the way for a touchdown by Taurus Johnson. Bobby Lawson got another one. The secondary coverage has played excellent tonight. They've dodged a few bullets with some great individual plays. They've bent but didn't break.
You know, you have to be around at the end to win the football game, and Kannapolis was around at the end, even though Central pretty much dominated the biggest or the largest portion of the game.
Come back up, out across the 35-yard line. It's going to be a late penalty marker down as well.
We may have a face mask on this. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, you find a way to win, don't you, Larry?
Well, you know, if you coach hard and you've been to the battle and you've been there before and you know what it takes, his youngsters know what it takes.
The Wonders, so Central will have good field position at the 50-yard line. Yeah, I tell you what, Larry, if they get one in quick here, onside kick, man, it
would still be, but it's going to have to get in quick.
Like this play.
Like right now, the clock's running.
North rolls to buy some time. The Wonder defense comes in and picks him up. You know, Randy, Kevin Keener over there defensively.
Big play by Keener. The thing that this is going to do, I think this is going to give Kannapolis the impetus to go on maybe and see if they won't certainly be contending for the first place spot this year. The thing Central's going to have to do, they're going to go back and they're going to hurt after the week's over, but they're going to have to get ready and come back and play Northwest next week. And they're going to have to get over this weekend. They certainly don't have to hang their heads and walk off this football field. They played super.
Timeout on the field. 24 seconds left at Memorial Stadium. Wonders up by 10. Final seconds tick off here at Memorial Stadium, and the Wonders defense teeing off on Tim Gore. Kind of a helpless situation. Larry Coleman, the nose guard over there, to get the sack. With 12 seconds, 10 seconds, they'll be pressed to get another playoff. And a heartbreaking loss tonight for the Vikings of Central Cabarrus, who literally controlled this game for, 46 minutes?
For the largest portion of it.
45 minutes, but the W goes to the Wonders. The home-standing crowd very happy tonight. Kannapolis' defense coming up with the crucial plays and finding a way to win it, as they'll go to 6-1 and 2-0 in the South Piedmont Conference, as the Vikings go to 0-1 in the first conference test and 4-3 overall. Back with a wrap-up after this. Some closing minutes heroics. And the Wonders pull it out here in the final 3 minutes with 2 touchdowns, aided by 2 fumble recoveries, winning 13-3. And Larry Mason is somewhere field side.
Larry Mason, along with winning coach Bruce Hardin and our player of the game, Vernon Thompson. Vernon always liked to get rid of this plaque early because it's so nice. I might want to keep it. This is for the player of the game, Ridgewood player of the game. Let me let you take that. Let me shake your hand there. Good job. Listen, you made 2 big plays tonight. One of our reasons for your selection was you came back down in the first half and knocked the pass away, caught up with it, and knocked one away that probably saved a touchdown. Late in the game, knocked the pass away that saved a touchdown. A senior on this defensive team. The defense for the last 2 weeks has really accounted maybe for a lot of points. You guys must be taking a lot of pride in that.
We work hard in practice. We went on our offense to step it up. Once we get that chicken, we'll be a great ball club.
You feel like that if the defense can keep them in the game, though?
Yes, sir. We have a great defense. Our goal this year is not to let anybody in the conference score on us. They got us lucky with that 3 points, but ain't nobody else scoring.
Well, so that's going to be your goal this year, is not to give up any.
Yes, sir.
And the special teams, always working hard on the special teams to get those footballs back in there and give them good field position.
Yes, sir. We got a lot of speed on that defense. We got a lot of talent. Bobby Lawson, Jermaine Walker, Olive, Torres Johnson, Tyrone Washington, Ronald Rice, Duncan Williams. We got a lot of speed on that team.
Well, listen, you did a super job tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you in just a few weeks. Let me talk to Coach Hardin here. Coach, Dallas a few years ago talked about having a defense that bent but didn't break. I think yours is a fine example of that tonight.
So really proud of what the coaches and the players did tonight, and they really carried us through. And I thought our guys showed, number one, a lot of poise, a lot of heart, and they really came together and played as a team.
They really did. And also, I know there were probably a couple of minutes left to go. You were wondering who was going to step up and really make the big play, but your defense was able to step up and make the play that you needed, get you the football, and the team just came to life right then.
It's true. They did a good job. They stuck together. One thing about our guys, we'll make mistakes and we'll correct them, but they don't give up and they don't quit. So we're awfully proud of them. Proud of Vernon. Congratulate him. He does a great job every day. He's a team player and a team leader, and he comes to practice with the same attitude he plays out here.
Well, I think if it hadn't been a team effort tonight, you may have well gone away losing this football game because your youngsters were able to hold in and hold together as a team. Did you make any significant changes at halftime to try to stymie that Central size?
We really were. We were going to make some adjustments. We were a little bit off, and I think really what kicked ourselves in our own foot is just the penalties that we had. We'd sustain something, then we'd get a penalty. And our offense is not geared to calling plays 1st and 15, things like that. So at offense at times, with those penalties, we were our own worst enemy.
Do you feel like a game like this will give you the impetus to go in and maybe go on through this conference season? Because it's a short one, and that's something that all the coaches talk about. So there's not many games to play in it, but to give you the impetus to go through and win this thing.
Well, it's where we want to be, and it puts us in a position, where people have to catch us, and that's better than having to rely on somebody. And it's something that we can learn about. I think every week our players learn something, and as long as they're learning and keep working hard, things will just fall in the right place at the right time like they did tonight.
Right. And as Coach Boswell said, not the lead dog, you don't see the scenery, huh?
Okay. Well, we like being in the position we're in right now.
Where are you at next week?
We go to Sun Valley.
So you'll go to Sun Valley, and that's not a conference game.
It's not a conference game, and then we wind up the season with Northwest and Concord, our last 2 conference games.
Well, listen, congratulations tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you later in the year and see where things stand then.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll send this one back to Randy, and we'll come back and look at those final stats.
13-3, our final score, and as Larry said, we'll return in just a moment. It's one of those nights where you wish you had 2 winners on the football field, isn't it?
Well, it really was. Both teams just really played super tonight.
Let's take a look at those final stats, and really the only stat that would matter. You look at the stats and say, gosh, how did Central Cabarrus lose this game? And I was even rushing and passing yardage, 11 first downs. That gives you a little bit of an idea. They were able to control the ball offensively.
Well, it's going to be one of those games that Coach Brown and the coaching staff and the team can go back and look at and know that they played super and came up on the losing end, but they had a good game plan. I think not getting that touchdown early in the game probably, came back to haunt them.
And those 2 turnovers definitely was I guess the icing on the cake for the Wonders. That was the game that turned it around for sure. A.L. Brown not able to sustain anything. Credit to that Central defense.
Central defense for the most part, stymied them. Of course, I think you have to give the Kannapolis defense credit. They were in there, played tough, and they didn't give up the points.
Only 2 first downs for the Wonders. Not too many times you'll see that. One turnover that led to the field goal by Central. So points off turnovers, that was the difference in tonight's game. Here's an interesting stat. 67 plays ran on 11 possessions by Central. Kannapolis 36 plays and 9 possessions. So that is the way it stacks up tonight. And Kannapolis a winner. And we hope you'll join us Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for headliners. Central Cabarrus will go back to war against Northwest Cabarrus. Join us at 8 o'clock. For Ron Moon, Steve Dant, Larry Mason, I'm Randy Whitley saying final score tonight, 13-3, A.L. Brown over Central.
That's right.